Welcome to CompanyNet's October 2019 roundup of changes and new features coming up in Office 365, SharePoint and our Kira intranet platform. This month, we have some really useful new and improved features to share. We see the long-awaited integration of sensitivity labeling into Office apps, plus some new functionality to make Microsoft Teams easier to use, and new reporting features coming to SharePoint and OneDrive. If you'd like to find out more about these changes, or you'd be interested in any aspect of Office 365, get in touch with CompanyNet. Our expert team works with household names across the UK to help them get more out of Office 365. Our contact details are in the video description below. First off this month, let's have a look at an expensive lifeline that Microsoft is throwing organizations who are still running Windows 7. January the 14th, 2020 marks the day that Microsoft officially stops supporting Windows 7, meaning there will be no more free updates, including security patches. They initially offered extended support to large enterprises as part of the Extended Security Updates Program, or ESU. Identifying that some medium and smaller organizations still aren't ready for the change, Microsoft have now extended the ESU scheme to everybody. From December the 1st, organizations will be able to purchase extended support and updates for Windows 7 from Microsoft directly. For Windows Enterprise users, the big boys, this will cost $25 per device in year one, while for Windows Pro users, which is most medium and smaller organizations, the cost will be $50 per device. As a powerful incentive to get your organization off Windows 7 and upgraded to Windows 10, the cost of extended support will double every year, so it's definitely not a long-term option. If your organization is still on Windows 7 and you'd like to discuss getting off it, drop CompanyNet a line. We're experts in migration and licensing and will be able to figure out the best, most cost-effective path for your organization. Next, they're finally here. Microsoft have now built sensitivity labels directly into your favorite Office apps like Word and PowerPoint. Protecting sensitive information is really important in any organization, and it can be business critical for some. Up to this point, sensitivity labeling has been available in Office apps through an external plugin, the Azure Information Protection Client, or AIP. Now Microsoft have brought this functionality into the apps themselves, making the process of labeling sensitive files easier than ever. A new sensitivity button on the Office ribbon lets you select a sensitivity label to apply to the current document. Labels are pulled in from your organization's Office 365 Security and Compliance Center, meaning they can all be managed centrally. We've been waiting a while for sensitivity labels to be properly integrated into the Office apps, and it's finally here. With regulation like GDPR and data breaches hitting the headlines, this functionality is a vital addition for organizations who regularly handle sensitive data. This functionality is already being rolled out to Word, PowerPoint, Excel and Outlook on Windows and Mac. You should be able to find a sensitivity button in the Home tab of your ribbon once it's there. The feature is also available on Android and iOS, and we expect to see it coming to Outlook Online too. If your organization works with sensitive data, you'll need to amend your training to incorporate these new integrated sensitivity labeling tools. Now let's move over to Microsoft Teams, where a couple of improvements will make life easier for users and for team owners. As Teams becomes an integral part of your daily work, you'll find that there are some channels across different teams that you frequently use or are more important to you. The new Pinned Teams feature lets you pin the channels that are most important to you at the top of your sidebar. Once a channel is pinned, it's placed in a new category at the top of your teams and channel list. As you join more teams and as your teams have more channels, pinning your most important channels will save you time by not having to look for that team and channel through your whole list. Microsoft started rolling out pinned channels in September, and this should be completed for everybody by the end of this month. Sticking with Teams, you can now copy existing teams and even teamify Office 365 groups. Creating a new team from scratch used to mean a laborious setup process, but now you can use the existing well-managed teams to instantly become the basis for your new one. Channels within that team are automatically copied over, and you can also optionally copy across tabs, team settings, apps, and even team members. Fortunately, the default setting is not to copy team members over to your new team, so there's less chance of accidentally annoying a large group of people with one click. And if you have any Office 365 groups that haven't been associated with a team yet, you can now use the Create a Team function to teamify them. That means that adding a team to an existing Office 365 group can now be done in seconds, removing a further barrier to Teams adoption. This feature has already been rolled out to Microsoft Teams and is available right now. Just click Create a Team to get the ball rolling. Now let's move over to SharePoint, where a new feature will let you create sharing reports. These reports will let SharePoint Online site owners see all the items in their site that have been shared with any user. They can be used to generate a CSV file that shows how content is being shared both inside and outside your organization. The report will be accessible from the Shared with External Users section of the Site Usage page in SharePoint. The CSV file output contains a row for every unique user, permission, link, and item that has been shared with internal and external users. The impact is that site owners will be able to know exactly what has been shared, letting them take any remedial action if necessary. It will also let them consider whether certain content could be grouped and live in a more appropriate place, rather than individual files being shared. Sharing reports started rolling out in late September, and everyone should have this feature by the end of November. It's also likely that this feature will be rolled out for OneDrive for Business too. That's it for this month. As always, if you found this video useful, please subscribe to our channel. You can also get updates directly into your inbox by subscribing at company-net.com/roundup.